Hello and welcome to this training video that describes how to add and use property data for both disposal cases and service cases. The best way to add a property record is from the case. So let's go to an existing case record. We'll start with a disposal case. At the top of the detail page, we see New Disposal Property button. When we click on this button, we see ReadyForce takes us to the new property entry screen and has defaulted some of our property values based on the case record. We also see that some field labels are tagged in red. These are required fields that will need to be completed prior to saving the record. If we scroll down the page, we see entry fields for regarding the property as well as the termination data. In ReadyForce, the determination data regarding a property record is included in the record and not on a separate screen. Be sure all required fields are set and save the property record. After saving the record, we find ourselves on the property details screen. If we scroll to the bottom of the screen, we see a listing of related lists that are associated to this property. These lists show related data that can be tied to this property. If we choose constructed asset, for example, we see that we can add multiple records about buildings or other structures that may exist on the property. When we save this record, we find ourselves on a detail of the constructed asset. We can use the back button of the browser to go back. But the best solution is to use the recent items list to the left of the screen. Here we see the last 10 places we have been and we see our property list second from the top. Let's click the property to return. Now that we are back on the property details screen, we see hyperlinks across the top. These are hover links that allow us to quickly access data from related lists at the bottom of the screen. If we hover over constructed assets, we see our new record we added. If we click on the hyperlink itself, our screen's focus will jump to that related list at the bottom of the screen. These are navigation features for ReadyForce that allow for faster access to related data. If we click on the Cases tab on the top, we can see a service case and drill into the detail of that case as well. We see that service cases also have a new service property button. If we click this button, we can create a new service property. We can see the required field as well as other fields that are related to service-related properties. We can complete the required fields and save. If we have a need to create more than one property for either a service case or a disposal case, there are two ways to accomplish this. We can go back to the case detail and click the New Property button again, or we can choose the Clone button. We can change the name of the property and any other related data and save the record. If we return to our Cases tab and select our service case, we should see both properties listed under the properties related list. Both disposal cases and service cases support this functionality to create and clone properties. This concludes this training session on creating property records. Thank you for watching.